Good morning, folks. My name is Kola of FlexSpace. Meet Jenny, um, a proud salon owner in Chicago who currently has four empty chairs, which she needs to fill ASAP. At the same time, we have Zach, who's a recent graduate from a beauty school, who's looking to make an income of $5,000 a month and is therefore in the market for a space, a spot, a chair to rent. So you may ask, what's our purpose here? Well, our purpose is to connect beauty professionals and space owners. Why do we do this? You may also ask. Well, the problem is that 78% of respondents stated that they are unable to efficiently connect with the other side of the equation, that is professionals or space owners. Um, this problem is exacerbated by the fact that from those that we spoke to, on average, on average, salons have two empty chairs at any given time. All of this means that there's about $10,000 in lost revenue for salons and about $7,000 in lost revenue for professionals. The solution, you may ask, well, the solution to this, we believe, would be to build a conduit between both parties. To that end, we'll speak about the product, which is a digital marketplace, which would serve as the aforementioned conduit. And to enlighten us some more on this in the process, I would hand off to Majek.
Thank you very much, Kola, for the quick intro. And yeah, I go by the name Majek, and I'll be walking us through how Zach is going to be booking a space on our so-called platform called FlexSpace. So as we all know, Zach is a professional that is looking to up his income by $5,000 every month. So Zach is going to come on our platform after signing up and come and look for places and salon spaces that hosts like Jenny have listed on our platform. So Zach stays in Chicago, and then he's going to go with the search box and search for a space in Chicago. So he just by type Chicago in the search box, and then await his result. And then due to our flexibility, we are giving our users ability to use our filter so that they could choose whatever they want for themselves. So that's that going through the filter, and then it comes back here where it can actually see the result of his search. Right here, he sees Leo Baba Salon, Glimmer Cut, and then he can select whichever one he wants. So this is Leo Baba shop that Zach wants to look into if he's going to book this very awesome space. So this is looking at the available hours that Jenny, the host, has listed about the salon. He can space rules and all of those that the host has listed. He chooses to book this particular space. And due to our flexibility, due to the name we call ourselves FlexSpace, you can book it hourly or daily. And you can book it hourly or daily. And this is where our flexibility comes in. We want our user to be able to be flexible while booking on our platform. So Zach goes ahead and goes the hourly route, and then he's going to check in because he's doing hourly. He's going to tell us the time he comes in and the time he goes out of the salon. So he goes the hourly route. He continues to check out. So this is where the booking confirmation is being done, where he can see the details of the salon he's booking in case he wants to change his mind. He can see the date, he can see the pricing details and the payment method. But right now, Zach cannot go ahead without selecting the payment method. So he comes there, he adds his card into the platform so that he could complete his booking. So he gives us his name, Zach gives us his card number, every necessary details that I needed for him to complete the booking flow, the CVV of his card, and then the billing address. City of Chicago, because that's where it stays. State is Illinois. And then Zach gives us this zip code. And then Zach can actually add this card to the platform. Upon adding this card, then he will select the card that he has added and then confirm his booking. And then, which brings Zach to this page where you can see his upcoming booking, pending booking, and past booking. And this is the short flow that like Zach we used to complete a booking on our platform, in which we, at the end of the day, generate profit for him and also for Jenny, who is the host. And I'll be handing over back to Kola, who will be telling us the reasons why someone like Jack and Jenny will choose our product in the first place. Thank you.
Thank you very much for a smooth demonstration, Majek. And as we've just seen, Jenny and Zach end up being able to connect with one another by booking that space, which allows them or enables them rather to generate much needed revenue. You may then ask the question, why not? Well, what we found was that there's an increasing demand, or should I say, expectation of users to see digital solutions to their challenges. This is in addition to the means to solving this challenge existing. Furthermore, we also found that there's an annualized growth in the beauty industry of 6% per McKinsey. All of these are reasons to solve, or were reasons to solve or resolve this challenge right now. You may then ask us, okay, we understand we can solve that, but what's the market size really? Well, again, we found that there are roughly 1.5 million beauty professionals in North America per BLS, in addition to over 500,000 licensed salons in North America. These are numbers that are very attractive, in addition to the available market being over $1 billion per annum, of which 200 million are obtainable. And to clarify, of this market rather contains the likes of barbers, nail techs, hairstylists, etc., that we would be targeting with this product. You may then ask us, okay, we've heard all that, but why is FlexSpace above and not the competition? Well, looking at this, it's evident that FlexSpace does better than the competition. For example, we are the only ones who charge 20% or less in service fees as against the industry standard of 30% plus. In addition to features such as in-app communication, where we excel over the competition. Now, how would we generate revenue, you might also ask? Well, first means it's through service fees. Our service fees are attractive because they're 7.5%, which means that we would generate $11 per transaction. In addition to subscription fees, various partnerships, advertisements, and referrals. With respect to partnerships, we have secured a partnership for launch with a finance organization, some of whose clients include beauty professionals, which we believe will be beneficial for not just ourselves, but also our partners. And next up, the team. Well, this team that you see is responsible for everything that we've seen thus far. We have our business analysts in Irony and Faith, as myself, the product owner. We have our designers, one of whom you just heard from in Majek, and then we have our developer in Vadim. Now, one may also ask, we have all these clients, how do we retain them? Well, we do so through things like rewards and promotions, because we find that these are the means that would usually keep people on board with respect to satisfaction. Finance. Well, this product has the potential to pay itself back in about 2 years, over 227% in return on investment, and a benefit to cost ratio of well over 3%, which are in the league for acceptable new ventures, as we understand. We have to give an ode to our product coach here, who has been very supportive, provided apt guidance, and encouraged our pivot from our previous challenge, which occurred during week 3, where we found that the time constraint prevented us from really doing as well as we wanted to do with respect to the prior challenge. Next steps. Well, what we plan to do, frankly, is continuous testing and feedback, because we know that unless we received app feedback, we will be unable to continue to churn out iterative and useful products, following which we would incorporate, launch, and try to raise some funds. You can contact us via the email address on your screen. And that's pretty much it from us today. Thank you very much for giving us your time, and we'll take any questions that you may have first now.
All right, let's give FlexSpace a round of applause. And then if you are in the room on the chat, you could put your thoughts in about their presentation. So we'll flip the order of feedback. So we'll have Ali go first with thoughts, questions, and feedback. We'll go to, so Ali, ALI, and then Ailey with the E will go after, and then Dakbo will go and provide feedback last. Thank you. Ali.
Yeah, guys, amazing presentation. Very nice idea. I think is pretty focused. Some questions though. We did see a presentation of the application where a professional is booking with a saloon, but I don't have enough information about how the saloon will handle the booking. As you know, in reality, not every person that wants to book a space will actually go through to booking a space. Even if a payment is made, they won't always show up. How is that handled? Second, what if the professional booking in a saloon, it is basically the host doesn't want him to be there, or he's gonna perform or do a service that shouldn't be done in that specific saloon. Don't know how you guys are handling that as well. So if you tell me a little bit about that, I would appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you. And all right, so to answer that, just to clarify, I think your first question was with respect to how the salons themselves will handle bookings, and the second was with respect to if a professional comes in and does something that goes against, say, for example, that salon's policy.
Well, not necessarily come in. What if he's being rejected by the host? The host doesn't want him to be there, or he's rejecting the booking.
Okay, so to clarify, I'll start with the second question first. At the end of the demo, you may have seen a little pop-up at the top of the screen, which stated that the booking request had been submitted.
So
So
it's a
what actually
request.
happens? Yes, it's a request. We do have an instant book feature, but it's a booking request, which allows or enables rather the host to either accept or reject any such attempts to book their space. In addition to that, with respect to our terms of service, which we are working on, that would also inform whomever's on the platform of exactly how it works, even though they can see it themselves. This way, they're aware that various salons have their own policies and can choose to either accept or reject any requests. So with respect to how they handle bookings, it's quite similar. Any request that's sent in through the platform can be accepted or rejected unless that salon has the instant book feature enabled.
Okay.
All right. And then you answered Ali's first question.
Yeah, I related it to
Okay.
I related it to the first. The first was with respect to
did,
how
yes.
salons would handle the bookings.
Fantastic. Thank you. Great question, Ali. Let's
Yeah.
go to Eileen.
Hey guys, great presentation. Thank you. I think for in terms of business viability, I've seen quite a few different groups trying to tackle this go-to-market opportunity for sure. By saying that though, like I said before, the market's not saturated. There is huge opportunity to connect supply and demand when it comes to physical space and people needing services, especially last minute when a lot of consumer-driven behavior today is last minute. And, as humans, we're flaky and we don't want to make plans too ahead of time. And then sometimes we wake up and be like, oh, I feel like getting a haircut today, right? So the market is huge. I think some of the challenges I've seen other companies tackle is localization. So really to kind of Ali's point, how do we get the barber shops or the vendors to be able to sign up to technology when there is a barrier to technology in their knowledge as well, right? Because we're asking hairstylists to now embrace the digital experience. So I think if you're pitching these ideas going forward, it's really important, even in the short 6 minutes that you have, to show both sides of your ecosystem, because I think that also enables you to elevate your business viability. Because yes, we saw the journey of what it would be like as the consumer, but the other barrier where a lot of companies are facing is trying to get the adoption from salons. So I'm wondering, in terms of my question, what's your kind of strategy, your go-to-market strategy of trying to start small? And do you find that, geographically in Toronto, for example, versus the suburbs versus, more remote locations, how are you kind of balancing your digital ambitions with your physical limitations?
So what we're focusing on is several markets where the numbers are more palatable, such as Toronto, specifically the downtown urban areas in Toronto. In addition to that, we've had conversations with various influential parties in that space who are able to bridge that gap. So, for example, an individual we had a conversation with is able to plug us into a network of roughly 4,000 different people, many of whom are barbers, hairstylists, and a good number of whom actually own salons. So that's one route that we are pursuing, in addition to another awareness campaign via the advertisement SEO route. But we believe again that with respect to networking and having these conversations in person, we would generate more buzz. Sorry,
Okay,
that was
awesome.
distracted, but
Yeah, no, it's okay. Yeah,
All right.
awesome.
All right. Thank you, guys. We have about a minute and a half. Dr. Bo, do you have any thoughts, questions, or feedback?
Yes, I do. So great presentation. I love the idea. I personally love working on marketplace products. Very interesting space, but it's always a challenge balancing the supply and demand. So my question to you is, what do you have in place to avoid circumvention once the I guess the service provider connects with the space?
That's a very good question that we've thought about often. Well, there are a couple ways where we plan to do that. I think it was on the presentation as well. We have a rewards system which essentially rewards let me not say good behavior, got good performance all around, both from the product side, the professional side and the salon owners. So for example, when both sides meet certain thresholds, they will be eligible to be featured on our landing page, which would give them a lot more exposure. Because with respect to our landing page, that is not the platform itself. When people interact with our CTA buttons anywhere, that's the first place that they get to. And we have a section on there that's essentially built to showcase salons or professionals. So should they meet certain thresholds, they would be featured on these pages. We believe that's good incentive to keep them coming back and using the platform. In addition to that, we have certain promotions where, for example, we could ask them, okay, referrals. If they refer X number of people, they get certain discounts from subscriptions or service fees. There are also the benefits that they will get from subscriptions in themselves. For instance, subscriptions would generally also reduce the service fees that they have to pay. And again, for every period of time or however long they've been on the platform, there are other benefits that they would receive from us, which would save them on the funds. Through all of these means, we believe that we will be able to retain a large percentage of our clients.